Hey yo, back. I haven't made a video in a day or so. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy weekend. I want to give you a little bit of an update. I'm feeling pretty good. Not too bad today or yesterday. It was a pretty good day yesterday too. Although the job kind of fell through for yesterday, but excuse me. Been really thirsty. Anyway, job fell through yesterday, which it's okay. The the tree I should have when I went and looked at this tree, it was very in a very tight area, in between a little house, a fence, and hanging over the neighbor's playhouse, and it's kind of a tall oak, or sorry, black walnut, and we what ended up happening is when I went and look at this, I didn't get to talk to the neighbor, who's the tree's actually in the neighbor's yard, but this other guy was trying to help him out, take care of it, and they were gonna split the payment, which was very nice of the guy who called. But what ended up happening is that this tree is in a very bad spot, very bad spot. Um, my partner, he ended up coming to look at it with me yesterday. We were gonna work on it, but once we got on the other side of the fence, I didn't get a chance to look on the other side when I went and looked at the tree, because the neighbor wasn't there. So I didn't want to go over there and and on somebody's property when they're not there without permission. Well, we ended up going over there, went around the corner and seen the other side of the fence where the tree's at, and whoa. My buddy and I, we both looked at each other going, oh crap, that's not good. Well, we look, like I said, he's been doing it a whole lot longer than I have, and he does it every day. Well, so he didn't feel comfortable with all the things that were over there. Had so many different obstacles. It would have been easy a 2-3 day job just to avoid everything. And then talking to the neighbor. Now the neighbor didn't have home insurance, and when that happens, it things could happen when the homeowner don't have a homeowner's insurance. It gets kind of messy when if something would have happened, if a branch, which most likely would have landed on his house the way this tree was, something would have happened. Even if we would have hooked up a zip line and got everything away from where all the stuff was at on the ground, it still would have been a pretty hairy situation. And when he don't feel comfortable climbing and doing that sort of stuff, then I'm not gonna be comfortable with it either. Um, Neither one of us will do a job if neither one of us are comfortable with. We just work that way, which is good. But yeah, we decided to skip out on that job. We decided to pull away and say we don't feel comfortable doing this, and we kind of gave them a few ideas of how they want to, what should really be done to the tree. They need to get a bucket truck in there, which we don't have. we don't have access to any of that. So I referred him to another guy who may, I'm not sure if he does or does not have a bucket truck, or maybe he wants to take on the job, then have at it. So, yeah, when we don't feel comfortable doing something, then yeah, especially talking to the neighbor there, the homeowner on the other side. So it, you know, when stuff happens, it becomes a he said she said type ordeal, and then it could go to court and all this other stuff. And so yeah, we're like, after talking to him, it's like, no, let's not. So I tried to help him out as best I could and refer him to some other guys in the area that does that stuff. So that may want to do that. So it's in a sticky situation where it's probably best to leave it alone. Just be on the safe side. So that didn't end up working out. So we decided, hey, let's go over Dad's and take down that tree because it needed to come down, and it should have been down years ago. So I did get footage with my helmet cam. I'm hoping it turned out all right. I haven't had a chance to go through and look at it, but I will. I'll do some editing, and I still need to get a good video editor on my computer, which I don't have, because usually I do everything on my phone, like this one here. I'll just do it on my phone. I have a decent video editor on my phone. It's not in the HD like my phone records, but it does good for this kind of stuff. So I will get that going. I also did another job today, and a very small job. So I did get a little bit of footage on my helmet cam before the battery died. I don't know when it died, so I haven't had, again, I still haven't had a chance to look at it or anything. So, but hopefully I can get some of that up on the channel and have y'all look at that. And I didn't climb yesterday. I had my partner, he did all that. And so then we got tree taken care of over at my dad's. Very open now. It's a very large, it's kind of like a cottonwood mix tree. It's a little weird tree. And it just rotted from the base up, and it was going. So, and then we got some storms coming on Monday. Between Monday and Wednesday, it's going to be about 6 to 10 inches of snow and rain. So it's going to be a little bit icy. Tomorrow I gotta go back to my small job, which it happens to be with a friend of mine I graduated with, and so he needed some help getting some small trees away from a power line and off a power line. And then there was another tree that was kind of getting intertwined with the power line. I told him to contact the electrical company first, because a lot of times they'll come in and top the tree and get it away from the line, and do that for free, because they want to protect their stuff. So I told him, start with that. That way it'll save you $1 or $2, and you don't have to worry about getting that tree away there. He wants to get all this stuff cleared out, and he's going to come in here with a backhoe or something and clear everything, this little area out. So it turned out all right. I got the little trees. They're little trees. So it was a little sketchy going up some of those, because they're kind of grew out of a crushed concrete pile. So they're not very sturdy, but I managed to climb it, get it topped off, and reached over and got the little one away from there and topped off and knocked down. And yeah, so it ended up, it was like about an 8-inch base going up to maybe 6 to 4 inches. So topping those trees can be a little sketchy, especially with not a very strong base. So you tend to fling back and forth. That let a lot of weight off the one, and it took me a while to stop swaying. I always thought that was kind of fun. I like that swaying, as long as nothing breaks, and But yep, everything turned out all right. I just gotta go back tomorrow. I didn't have enough time today to do it. I just went out there to do an estimate, and he asked me when I could do it, and I said, "No, I'll start on it right now. I don't know if I can get it all done tonight, but I can get it before dark." So, which I didn't. I got one more stick in there. I gotta gently climb up that one, which is a little smaller than the last one, and it's kind of dying. So I climbed up a little bit of it today, got some limbs off away from the lines, and yeah, and then it was leaning toward the power lines. So I'm gonna have to get up there a little bit more and tie off, and I'm gonna take a rope and pull it toward my truck and see if I can shoot between their little obstacles they got back there. So shouldn't be a big deal, but I get it all chopped up for him, and he's gonna take care of the rest. It turned out all right. So tomorrow I'll do that. Try to get a little more footage and go from there. Oh, that's cool. So that's all right. Anyway, tonight I wasn't gonna come out. I was gonna come out earlier, is what I'm trying to say, and it didn't quite work out. I been putting a heat pad on my back, and then the heat pad made me tired, and I passed out in the recliner. So I got out here a little later than usual. So as you can see, I'm trying to stand up, and I'm still a little sore. Trying to get used to my back being half of my back being numb. It's kind of a weird feeling to get used to. So anyway, yeah, last night I ended up getting a bug up my butt, and I took the carb and stripped it down. I wanted to look at the carb, and there was definitely a couple issues in there. The diaphragm here, which that goes back and forth and pumps your gas, it's rock solid. It's supposed to be a little more flimsy. It's pretty hard. And then, I don't know if you can see it. See how it's indented in here and it's got a crease there? There's a good shot. Now, this part goes down and to the bottom of the carb. So this little ring here was actually literally stuck to the base of the carb. And so it's not pumping. That's why I couldn't get it to run when I got it. So yeah, the diaphragm is hard, it rotted, it's no good. It's very, very hard. And it was stuck to the base of the carb, which this is supposed to be free flow. It's supposed to be really soft. Oop, touch the computer. So I can show you the new one. Which is right here. Come on. Fingers don't want to work quite right. So tomorrow, yeah, I got a little bit of a busy day. Got some running around to do. I'm going to go over my dad's. I told him I'll work on the car. We still got to do a light sand and a buff. I'll get bent. And get the car all buffed out. There's a couple spots we have to repaint, but no big deal. But yeah, as you can see, here's the new one. See how it's nice and smooth, and then it's super, super, super soft. That's the way it's supposed to be. Unlike this one. As you can see, it's rock hard and not flat by any means. This is just a little piece of gasket. I like to keep all that stuff together, so it's like a reassurance and knowing where everything goes back together. Also, I have another project I gotta do tonight. I have to get the ramp on. My phone said something. Power run out of recording room. Yeah, I have to empty my phone. The ramp to my chicken coop has fallen through. It kind of deteriorated. It lasted quite a while. But the frame on it's good, so I just need to put a new piece of wood in there and get some little slats so they have something to walk up. Need to do that before Monday with all the ice and the storm, snow, and coming up, so they can get up into the coop. All right, I'm gonna stop this and see if I can. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, yeah, I got a chicken coop thing I gotta do. I'll do that tonight. I need to get the carb out of the carb cleaner. Got a parts carb cleaner, Kim Dip. Good stuff. This is by Bearman. Get this at a auto place store. It's a little expensive. It's not too bad though, but it's worth the money. It's $8 or $34 to $40, something 35 bucks, something like that. But you can reuse the stuff. It lasts forever. Good stuff. Works great. So I got some gloves out. So we gotta get this out of the cleaner. Get this carb out. Get it rebuilt. Shouldn't take too long. And this carb here is for the Homelite, the Super XL, which I'm pretty excited to get this thing going. I gotta go through and disassemble the whole thing, unfortunately. You got some of the lines here. They're good to go for the oil pump, but there is a leak for the oil, the bar oil, and it leaks all over the place, and it's not coming out where it lubes the chain and bar, but it's leaking behind the tank. So I gotta go through, disassemble the whole thing, and probably make up a new gasket and get it sealed up. Somewhere it's leaking somewhere in there underneath or something, somewhere. So yeah, unfortunately I'm gonna have to go through. I don't have a tool to take off the brake, chain brake. So I'm either gonna have to try and find one or make one. Which I'm thinking I probably can make one out of. I made them before, kind of like this one here. It works a lot. This one's pretty universal when it comes to a lot of my other saws. I think it's for a Poland, and then it works for the Huskies, the newer ones, because I have a couple new ones. But I'm thinking I can get a what I've done before is I got a you know those threaded sleeves couplers for like threaded rod. I'll get one of those. I'll blast it up, and then I get a chunk of metal, which I have a whole bunch of metal, and then I'll end up welding all that through welding the coupler onto the chunk of metal. And as for the studs, what I'll end up doing is I could put that, I don't know how I'm going to do this one. I'll leave the hole big enough so I'll slip over the shaft. This one almost kind of goes on there. Almost could work, but the studs on it are too big. They're too big here. So what I'll end up doing after I get that welded on, I'll drill and tap here and here, and that way I can thread a couple studs on there, big enough or small enough to go through the holes after I get it on. So that's my next project. I gotta get that going too. So that, yeah, gonna have to go through it. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so got the carb body here. I pretty much disassembled everything. I took out the butterfly here for the throttle. Took that out on this side so this can be opened. And then I just left the back side, the choke one, because this one is it's stamped. I didn't really want to mess with that. I have a tendency I could, bend those. I'm pretty bad at that. So it stays open, so it was no big of a deal. I can get it, leave it open, and just take the other one out, which is pretty simple. So yep, we got this stuff. If it dries, so once you take it out, it dries. It gets real sticky and gums up. So you can either run it under some water and get them all cleaned up, but I have no sense of going in and doing that. If I had a bunch of parts to do, then yeah, I'd probably go that route. But I like to take some carb cleaner, run it through all the holes, get it rinsed down, cleaned up. I'll grab a pan. I have a pan down here so I can just clean this up. Spray down. I hope everyone's doing good. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Mine wasn't too bad. Just kind of played around a little bit because a whole back issue, as y'all know. I kind of overdid it a little bit yesterday, but it wasn't too big of a deal. Just kind of relaxed today, and was a little sore, but it's okay. Kind of run out of carb cleaner here. Get a new can. Yeah. So basically, I just take out a bunch of take the stuff out, get them all cleaned up through the carb cleaner, and then I'll go through and with some compressed air, get your air compressor out and running, and blow through all these holes, kind of like you're doing with the carb cleaner. Be careful. Make sure you wear some goggles or something. 'Cause this stuff will spray back at you. Yep, run through all the holes, even the threaded holes. Even they're just the threaded holes for the cover. Get out every little spot. Alright, got that. I usually get a couple gloves because carb cleaner will eat through your rubber gloves. That one usually takes up most time, and then this one don't have a whole lot of pieces. A couple of the covers, which do have some holes. Like this one here, this one's for the bottom where where the diaphragm sits at. Switch out my gloves here. So yeah, the first job didn't turn out, but we got my dad's all taken care of. My mom and dad, we got theirs all taken care of, and last of the little trees they need to get. I think no, they have one more tree to get down that we need to get down. It's the roots are kind of ruining everything with their little walkway, so we want to get it down and taken care of and get the roots out. Then we can lay down some new pavers. And get the roots in the trunk and get all that out of the way. Yep, that one's done for. Want to make sure I got it all. So yeah, then we got this. All we have left is the, we got two covers, the body and the jet screws and the one butterfly. I call them butterflies. I'm sure it's called something else, and other people call it something else too. No biggie. Whatever you call it, you know what the parts look like if you do it. Carb work, it's really not it's not as intimidating as it may seem. It's really not that bad. Especially if you get a good company or you order your carb kits through. And I get mine, sorry. My computer is touchscreen, so it beeps every time I touch the screen. Alright, I get mine through Discount Marine Parts. So it's discount-marine-parts.com. Okay, they have tons of different carbs. They do a lot of the Marines and small Marine engines, but they do a lot of small engines. I get all my McCullochs here. And apparently they have stuff for the old Homelites too. So they have all kinds of stuff. But what I like about this company is that it's, once you get the carb, the name of the carb on here, and the number, which is always put on, it's always on here. So this is that HS Tilson, I think I want to say it. I always say that one wrong. But what they end up doing is they give you the breakdown, the diagram, and all the parts. They even give you the plugs, which I usually don't mess with, simply because you got to get them in there just right, and it changes a whole bunch of things, but yeah, they do all this. They get all this in there for you. So it's very nice. They even cover, say if that particular one has different parts, then it's the same model, but it can have different parts in it. They give you everything. They give you all of it. So there's extra parts that you'll have left over for a different model. But yeah, and then they tell you the trouble data, how everything works, how all the service hints, and then tuning. Tell you how to do the discharge ports and how to take the Welsh plugs out, which, like I said, I usually don't mess with those too much. So yeah, you got the nozzle screens and the Welsh plugs. I mean, this company does everything for you. Look at all this data. I mean, you learn so much of the carbs that they could just, and all that you do is buy the kits. They're really not that pricey. I mean, they might, yeah, they're going to be a little bit more than the knockoff brands or even the NOS ones. They're going to be a little bit more, but they give you so much more. They give you everything, and they break it down for you and tell you everything. And this company, I tell you what, I give them so much kudos. They know what they're doing. They take a lot of pride in their stuff, and lots of pride. So, yeah, I'll use those guys. DiscountMarineParts.com. Check them out. See if you can find your stuff. And if you do a lot of eBay, I know their stuff's on eBay, but I like to just go right to their site and just do it from there. But yeah, that was it. So then you got a diagram. I always leave all my extra old parts and that are come off the car. I usually leave them all together so I know, and I take them apart the way they come off. That way I know. I am running out of video time and recording video on my phone, so I do apologize. I want to go through this and do everything, but if you order from these guys, it's very simple. Very, very, very simple. Anyone can do it. And if you have any questions, I'll help you out. I'll give you some carb hints and whatever you want to do. I'll help you as much as I can. But yeah, definitely go through these guys. If you want to learn how to start off doing carb work and clean up or rebuilds, it makes it very, very simple with these guys. They're truly amazing. And like I said, they're very proud into their work. And that's great. And that's what I like. I like that. When people take pride in their work and their products, I'll promote them as much as I can. It's great. So anyway, that's where it is. This project stands. I'll probably just give this a little quick blowout, and I got to put some new wood on the chicken coop ramp. Gotta get that built. And then I gotta get to bed because in the morning I gotta go finish that job. So, that's pretty much it for tonight. Kind of give you an update where I'm going. As you can see, I'm doing a whole lot better. I'm actually doing a lot better today. It even got some climbing in, and even though it was just little stuff, a little bit of climbing, I'm happy. I don't care what it is as long as I'm climbing. So yeah, it's a nice day. It's a nice day. It was a little rough. It's still a little rough in the morning, getting up and moving around, getting unstiffened. So, oh, and I did get parts finally for my little husky. It's just a 120 Mark II. It's the 2020 model. I just bought it this year. I got it running a little bit. I changed up a few things, put a different head on here, or a different cylinder, and changed up a few things. I'm gonna be probably putting either a 16. It came with a 14-inch bar, but I'm probably gonna put a 16 or 18 on it. This is just my playing around saw. It works great for little stuff. I could have used it today on the job that I had today for that little stuff. It would have worked out perfect. I wanted this. I had to run a little bit, but I don't want to stay running. So I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I am. Yeah, I did. Yep, I see it now. I got the fuel line switched around on the primer bulb. Yes, I did. Yep, I did. That's going right back into the tank. Yep, I'm a dummy. Yeah, so I gotta fix that. Which is no big deal. Pop the bulb out, switch the lines. Oops. I do that kind of stuff all the time, but once I catch on to it, I'll fix it. No big deal. So, and I got a couple customer stuff, customer saws on there I gotta do too. And a blower. Gotta fix probably a carb kit on that too. So, little stuff. Alright, y'all be safe, be good, be kind. Please spread the love. And y'all take care. I'll see you in the next video.